After a year full of legal headlines, 2025 will include even more, as several big-name rappers are scheduled to go through trials for cases that would see them serve serious time in prison. One trial has already kicked off. This month, A$AP Rocky is facing a judge and jury for the November 2021 shooting of A$AP Rally. Rocky faces up to 24 years in prison if found guilty of the 2 felony counts of assault with the semi-automatic firearm he's charged with. The Harlem rapper has already rejected a plea deal, so Rally will be testifying against him in a trial that will surely have many people talking. Here's a look at the other significant hip-hop trials that will make news this year. Tay-K's trial begins on February 10th. He faces life without parole if convicted in his case. The rapper is already serving a 55-year sentence in prison for his role in the 2016 murder of Texas man Ethan Walker. In February, Tay-K will stand trial for the 2017 killing of Mark Anthony Saldivar. Police say while Tay-K was on the run after jumping bail for Walker's death, he robbed and shot Saldivar in the parking lot of a San Antonio, Texas Chick-fil-A on April 23, 2017. According to a police report, 3 people were seen arguing in the back of a black SUV on an access road when someone in the front passenger seat apparently pointed a gun at the victim. Witnesses say Saldivar, who was 23 at the time, got out of the car and started screaming for help before standing in the front of the SUV. The car accelerated towards Saldivar and missed hitting him, but he was able to grab hold of the car and jump onto it, said police. As the SUV pulled into a Chick-fil-A parking lot, Saldivar allegedly jumped onto the vehicle and started kicking the windshield. That's when police say one passenger got out of the car, shot Saldivar once, and hopped back in before the car took off. An affidavit claims 4 people were in the SUV when it sped off, and one of them was Tay-K. Now, prosecutors had offered Tay-K a plea deal. However, he turned down the offer last February. He's currently incarcerated in the Bexar County Jail. Diddy will take his case to trial on May 5th with a not guilty plea. He faces a maximum sentence of life in prison if found guilty of sex trafficking or racketeering conspiracy. Diddy's legal issues dominated headlines last year, in addition to being sued for sexual assault over 24 times in the past year. The Bad Boy Entertainment founder was arrested on September 16, 2024 and charged with sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. His arrest was captured on video surveillance footage and circulated on the internet 4 days after he was taken into police custody. Video showed federal agents taking Diddy into custody in the lobby of the Park Hyatt New York Hotel in Midtown Manhattan last September. The disgraced music mogul is being accused of abusing, threatening, and coercing both men and women and leading a racketeering conspiracy that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice, and other crimes dating back to 2008. A 14-page indictment included disturbing allegations that detailed the alleged freak-off parties that he would put together. Some of the details in the indictment claim that from at least 2009 and for years after, Diddy assaulted multiple women by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. One instance includes an incident at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video. Diddy allegedly kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave. When hotel security noticed the assault, Diddy allegedly attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. Though the indictment does not name singer Cassie, a video of a 2016 hotel incident in which Diddy was seen throwing a vase at her was made public last May. His arrest came 6 months after agents for the Department of Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami and collected evidence, which included firearms, recordings of Diddy's alleged drug-fueled sex marathons, and a whole lot of baby oil. 1,000 bottles of baby oil were found at his home. Since his incarceration last year, Diddy's attorneys have unsuccessfully tried to get him out on bail several times, even offering a $50 million bail package. He will stay in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn until trial. YNW Melly's trial is scheduled for September 10th. If convicted, the Florida rapper could face the death penalty or life in prison without the possibility of parole. YNW Melly has been in jail since February 2019, fighting a double murder case. After his first trial ended in a hung jury, the state plans to put the rapper on trial again in the fall of 2025. Melly is accused of shooting and killing his friends Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas and Anthony YNW Sack Chaser Williams in 2018 and trying to cover up the crime with the help of YNW Bortland, who dropped the deceased victims off at the hospital and told the emergency staff the men had been shot in a drive-by. Authorities say that a single .40 caliber shell casing was found inside of the vehicle on the floorboard of the left rear passenger side, which is where 19-year-old Melly was apparently sitting at the time of the shooting. They say that a single shell casing, which was found inside a white bag on the car's floorboard, contradicts statements made by Bortland, stating this incident was a drive-by shooting. YNW Sack Chaser was the right front passenger, and YNW Juvie was the right rear passenger. Autopsy documents include investigators' claims that Melly and Bortland fired shots from outside of the vehicle to make the shooting appear as a drive-by. In another part of the affidavit, which was written by Miramar detective Mark Moretti, it said that Melly and Bortland drove around with the bodies in the car for a period of time so they could concoct a story about the shooting before they arrived at the hospital. Since the end of YNW Melly's first trial, the rapper has been charged with an additional count of witness tampering. Prosecutors accused the rapper and Bortland of contacting Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, and convincing her not to testify in the first trial. Last November, Melly sued the Broward County Sheriff's Office for violating his constitutional rights. Melly alleges he has not been able to make phone calls for the past 3 years and has been subjected to debilitating isolation. If the Broward County Sheriff's Office can't explain why Melly shouldn't be freed, Melly could be released from the Broward County Jail before his trial. The lawsuit case is still ongoing. One of YNW Melly's attorneys, Raven Liberty, is under investigation by the Broward Sheriff's Office for witness tampering allegations. She has not been charged at this time. Lil Durk's trial was initially set for this past January 7th. It has now been moved to October 14th for more time to assemble a proper defense. If convicted, the Chicago MC and his co-defendants would face a statutory maximum life sentence in federal prison. Lil Durk started 2024 on a high note after winning his first Grammy Award. Now the Chicago rapper is in the legal fight of his life after being arrested and charged with masterminding a murder-for-hire plot to kill Quando Rondo in August of 2022. Durk was arrested on October 24, 2024 in South Florida on his way to catch a flight to Italy. Authorities say Durk put a bounty on Quando following the death of King Von, who was shot and killed in November of 2020 by Quando associate Timothy Lil Tim Leaks following their infamous incident. In August of 2022, 5 men with ties to Durk's Only the Family collective allegedly traveled to Los Angeles on Durk's dime after figuring out the hotel where Quando was staying. Durk also made the trip, but flew in on a private jet along with Grant, authorities claim in their indictment. After acquiring rental cars, weapons, and ski masks, the 5 men stalked Quando Rondo, who was staying at a hotel in downtown Los Angeles. They eventually tracked Quando's black Escalade to a Beverly Hills gas station, where authorities say Jones, Lindsay, and co-conspirator 2 opened fire on Quando's vehicle, killing his cousin Savaye Robinson, aka Lil Pop. All 5 men were arrested last October for their part in the murder-for-hire plot. Their charges include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and a use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. Only 3 of the 5 men have mugshots released. Durk has been charged with 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, 1 count of conspiracy, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Durk has pleaded not guilty. His legal team has applied for a bail package and a supervised release, but has been denied by a judge. Lil Durk remains in the Los Angeles Metropolitan Detention Center. Durk, Tay-K, Diddy, and YNW Melly will all face a jury this year. What do you think of all their cases? And will you be tuning into their trial? Let us know down below in the comments. Visit the XXL store to buy merch. Hit subscribe to see more videos from XXL.